You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
16.3%, 1.5 percentage points, and 78.1%. Does today's news shift your market value or your timing to switch jobs? It's Tuesday, June 23. Let's talk about a trend affecting young professionals in Korea. We're diving into today's Seoul Economic Daily reports, and we really want to look at how this perfect storm of wage hikes and slash savings rates is squeezing junior employees right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we really have to start with that 16.3% figure. That is the minimum wage hike currently demanded by labor unions.
Right.
And that pushes the baseline up from 10,321, which is approximately $7.4. So in context, this directly compresses the practical gap between minimum wage positions and, entry-level professional roles at smaller firms.
Okay, let's unpack this. Does a rapidly rising floor actually mean a freeze on entry-level professional salaries above it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you'd think they're entirely different budgets, but for early career workers at SMEs, the minimum wage isn't just a legal floor. It acts as a de facto salary baseline.
Oh, I see.
So when those baseline operational costs spike, the margin employers have to offer raises or promotions to junior professional staff. It instantly shrinks.
It's kind of like raising the floor of a room without raising the ceiling.
Yeah.
The minimum wage workers get lifted up, but entry-level professionals are just getting squashed in the middle.
Exactly.
So normally, if your salary is stuck, you'd try to, invest your way out of that hole. But 3 major banks just cut the Youth Leap account base rate from 4.5% to 3.0%.
Yeah, and that drop, that is the 1.5 percentage point cut we warned you about at the top of this deep dive.
Right.
Because for context, the Youth Leap account is a major government-backed savings product. But with this rate cut, it reduces the projected maximum payout from 50 million won, so roughly $36,000 down to 48.99 million won, or about $35,000.
It feels completely ironic to cut youth savings returns exactly when 51% of SME workers cite financial and housing costs as the reason they aren't having children. I mean, why are banks slashing rates when the cost of living is already that high?
Well, it comes down to banking mechanics, honestly. Banks are anticipating broader interest rate cuts from the central bank, so they're proactively lowering their payouts to protect their own profit margins.
Wow.
It's a frustrating paradox for you as a young professional. The system pressures you to save, but the very vehicles for that growth are actively scaling back their returns just as your daily expenses accelerate.
And when your wages are compressed and your savings are growing slower, finding a place to live just becomes this massive hurdle. HUG's Dependency public rental program just drew 41,524 applicants for an 800-unit round.
Yeah, which sustains an average 69-to-1 competition ratio since early 2024. And what's fascinating here is why it's happening.
Okay.
Seoul is currently facing a 5.5-year high in rental supply shortages.
Yeah.
High interest rates have made construction incredibly expensive, which is halting new developments.
No, it's a structural issue.
Right. This structural deficit forces young workers to rely on these lotteries just to afford living near their jobs, pushing housing costs far beyond what entry-level wages can absorb.
Okay, so if the traditional paths to wealth like salary bumps, high-yield savings, and affordable housing are all gridlocked, how do you actually get ahead? You have to make yourself irreplaceable. And right now, that means looking at AI.
Yeah, with 92.6% of 20-somethings relying on foreign AI tools, which, by the way, recovers that 78.1% adult dependency stat we hooked you with at the start, demonstrating the ability to work independently of AI is fast becoming a rare, marketable competency for your early career positioning.
On the financial side, if you work at an SME, capturing the Youth Future Savings 12% government contribution tier before the July 3rd window closes provides a concrete financial advantage to offset these wage squeezes.
Definitely. And finally, the real risk from the minimum wage negotiation isn't the final number, but that employers lobbying for a freeze will slow promotions and defer headcount additions, which is actionable information if you are currently weighing a job switch.
We started by asking if today's news shifts your market value. Imagine this. If a university researcher found basic coding unmanageable after just 4 days without generative tools, what happens to your career leverage if you are the one person in your office who can still function perfectly during a massive, prolonged AI outage?
You become completely indispensable.
That's today's AI Prism, Early Career. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow. #KOSPI.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.